Hello everyone. This video is to help buyers what appliance to choose or the brand of appliances that they want to choose to buy. So my basis in this one is from based on our daily experience. I work for an appliance repair as a customer service representative. I used to do appliance repair as well together with my husband, but right now he's retired. So right now I am working in the office as a customer service representative. So I figured out I want to share information. At least people will also have like an idea what to buy when it comes to appliances. This is just based. This is mostly like my opinion, is what I said. My basis is customer that calls us and whatever problem that they're having with the units. So today I will discuss regarding dryers. So there are major market brands, there are high-end brands. I'm gonna give like comparison. We have a lot of customer asking for advice, like what's the best appliance to get. We always tell them that pick whatever features that they like. Let's say like the color and then the features like the options, because most of the time those major market brands, they almost have like the same lifespan. Um, you're lucky enough if you can get maybe 6 years, 6 to 10 years without any problems, and even sometimes even like less than a year, the machine is already acting up and needs service. So I'm gonna share this to you or share this with you. And I'm gonna start with a dryer. So most problem with a dryer, of course, it's not heating. That's the first major complaint that we are receiving. The second one is the dryer is making noise. Third one is it's making or it's taking so long to dry. So those are the three major complaints that we receive for dryer. So I will start with Whirlpool. So as we all know, Whirlpool is a big brand, and I think it's made in the USA. They're advertising that it's made in the USA, and they have a lot of branches, or like let's say under the Whirlpool umbrella is what Whirlpool. I'm sorry, excuse me, like Roper, Amana, Janair, KitchenAid, and I think there's more, but so those are like under Whirlpool umbrella. So they're a really huge company. So when it comes to Whirlpool product, most common problem that we're receiving, of course, we start with the no heat. So it could be the heating element or the thermal fuses or high limit fuse. So those are very common parts that break when it comes to no heat issue. And the causes of that could be varies, but most of the time when there's no airflow, it could trip the fuse. Of course, it can ruin as well the heating element. So those are the major complaint. And Whirlpool right now, they are actually selling their fuse as a kit. So the heating element fuses, it comes with a kit. So there are two. Most likely, when one goes out, the other one is not gonna be far to go out. So they recommend, or we recommend most of the time, to replace both. And they're selling it as a kit. And and then the heating element, they're not that expensive, but those are the weakest point, I guess, when it comes to not heating issue. Not so much with the timer or the control board when it comes to Whirlpool. First thing that you're going to look at if the complaint is without heat is their thermal fuse and the heating element. It could be a power issue as well, like there's not enough power going into the unit. That could be, but the major or most of the problem or that could resolve that issue is the heating element and the fuse. And also the second complaint about dryer is like making noises. So there are moving parts in the dryer, and those most likely they're I think at least when it comes to like 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. It depends on the usage as well. When they're overloading the machine, then it stresses out those rollers. So those are the major common problem when it comes to like making noises. And also Whirlpool also is good because they have a kit for that. So the kit comes with the rollers, idler pulley, and the belt. So this information is probably like not new to somebody or to some of you, but at least to those who do not know this information, at least has an idea what to look for or what to expect or something like that. But yeah, so they're selling it as a kit, so you replace all of it to at the same time because if you just keep changing one, then it's gonna happen that some of them has three rollers, some are four rollers, but it comes as a kit. And then the longer time like complaint is taking so long to dry, even not just Whirlpool, different manufacturers, but it actually doesn't really have to do with the machine. Once the customer complains that my dryer is taking so long to dry, the first question that we're gonna ask them is, when was the last time you had your vent cleaned? Because most of the time, when the machine is taking so long to dry, it's still heating, then it means that there's no airflow. So you have to make sure that your vent is cleaned, especially the vent from the wall to the outside. The one way of testing uh, is to disconnect the vent from your wall, run it, disconnect it to the wall, and then if there's a good airflow right there from the unit to the vent disconnected, then it should be like working normal. So you have to have your vent cleaned. And so that's Whirlpool, guys. And then the next would be like Samsung. So and the good thing about Whirlpool, uh, I am in South Carolina right now. So Whirlpool, when it comes to Whirlpool servicer, there are few service provider in the area, so you don't really have problem when it comes to service, especially when the unit is still under warranty. And so the next would be like Samsung. Samsung, when it comes to heating issue as well, we also receive problem with Samsung is like no heat as well, major complaint. So the same thing with Whirlpool. It's also the heating element or the fuse. When it comes to Samsung, they don't really have a kit for the fuse that I know of. I might be wrong, but they are selling the fuse individually, like the thermal fuse or high limit fuse. They're selling it individually, not unlike Whirlpool that they most likely sell it as a kit. And then yeah, same thing, heating element, um, fuses, and then also very common is the control board. Most of the Samsung product they don't really have mechanical but all electronics. So if it's not the fuse or the heating element, the next would be the control board. They have a tendency that it's the control board that's bad. That's the Samsung. And when it comes to we also receive like noises about Samsung, and good thing about them as well is they have that kit as well, like the maintenance kit. So it comes with the rollers, idler pulley, and the belt. So same thing as Whirlpool. Good thing they have that as a kit. Um, and then other brand that I can share, major brand, Electrolux or Kenmore. Kenmore, most of the time they have the same heating element as well with Whirlpool. Same thing, but most of the time they have this a mechanical timer. So we receive some that it's not nothing to do with the heating element or the fuses, but the timer. So those are common with Kenmore that we are receiving anyway. I'm not saying that in the other people might say like I'm generalizing, but my basis is the calls that we're receiving for that unit. And high end product like Bosch, Miele, when it comes to Bosch, common problem with them, with the machines not cooling most of the time is their fuse or control board, not so much with the heating element. And we also have Bloomberg. I don't know if probably some of you still not heard about Bloomberg, but when it comes to not heating, it's also their they have very tiny heating element. Their heating element is small. It's unlike other major market brand or other machine that their heater is big. So Bloomberg, they have a tiny or smaller, tiny tiny. They have a smaller heating element, so it's really gonna take time for that unit to heat up. And one higher end that we normally receive call as well is the Speed Queen. Speed Queen is they're pretty good machine. When it comes to not heating, not so much with the noise. Probably we receive, but not a lot, only like few. But the good thing about Speed Queen as well is I think they have a 3 year warranty. Uh, some of them has five, but they have that warranty. Whirlpool that I know of is only 1 year warranty for their parts and labor. Uh, Samsung that I know is also like 1 year for parts and labor. So Bosch, I think 1 or 2 years. Um, it depends. And I think the Speed Queen they have 3 year warranty for parts and labor, so they have a longer warranty. But that's what I said. When it comes to heating issue, it is their heating element and the fuse most likely. Not so much with the control with the timer. They also have like a mechanical timer for Speed Queen. And regarding Speed Queen, there are also complaint about Speed Queen uh, the few that it just keep going and going. It's not stopping, and it's actually Speed Queen is actually special because you cannot turn the timer counterclockwise. If you do that, then the timer is not gonna stop. So keep in mind those who have a Speed Queen dryer, you just have to turn your timer clockwise. Don't turn it counterclockwise, or else you will have problem with the timer's not gonna stop. All right. So and not so much with the noise. Also, they have Speed Queen also has a they also have a kit. Not so much with the kit, but they sell it individually. And what else? Other brand that I know of for dryer, Mila is a high-end product. They also sell dryers. Um, Most likely, the complaint not so much with that machine. There's not a lot of complaint, probably because there's not a lot of buyers as well. They're one of the high-end products. But most common, one time we had, or actually it's just not one time, but the issue was the sensor. If the sensor keeps the error keeps saying that the vent needs to be, or the vent is not clear or something like that, like a venting error. Although the vent is clear, so their sensor goes bad and the control board. So those are the two most likely parts that's going to break for Mila. They're also a very good machine. And I think those are just, of course, Frigidaire. Frigidaire also is one of the major market brand. Same thing, most likely is the timer for Frigidaire. And GE. GE, not so much with heating element. Sometimes it's just like a fuse, high limit fuse that you can replace. And also the weakness about GE is their control panel, like the plastic panel. That's their weakness. We've seen a lot of those that's breaking, so the timer just keep falling off because of that tab is broken. And of course, they're not a cheap part, so you have to buy. I'd say GE parts. They're a little high. They're a little expensive compared to other machines. But it depends. You're talking about what parts we're talking. But most of the time, GE parts are expensive. That's what I said for GE dryer. Their weaknesses is their knobs easily get broken. Although they're plastic, of course, but we have a lot of complaints about the knobs being broken with the GE, and also their timer, the selector. That's what I said. Once that control panel, the tab is broken, and then it's gonna be just hanging off. And sometimes customers, they just keep using it, like thinking that it should be fine because it's just a panel, until it's really like cannot hold it. And instead of just buying the panel, then now they're buying the timer as well. So that now the repair is too expensive, that it's not even worth to have it repaired, but to buy it. So I think I already covered most of the problem that we are receiving regarding dryers. So those are the different brands. So as what I said, major market brands, just pick whatever features that you like, because most of the time they're all like the same lifespan. It also depends on your usage. You just have to really clean it. Don't overload it, so you will not have so much problem with your moving parts, the maintenance kit. And here in South Carolina right now, Samsung product were that I know of, that they don't have any servicer in the area. So when people ask us sometimes what machine to buy, we say sometimes like the Samsung has no servicer in the area. I don't know if they already have maybe new servicer in the area, provider. So once you have problem with your Samsung product, not just dryer, but Samsung generally, I think their service provider is in North Carolina, so it's probably gonna take time. So they might. That's what I said. That I know of, they might already have service provider. So you just have to ask the dealer or wherever you're gonna purchase your machine. Of course, sometimes when you go to dealer, you can you can ask like what machine is good. Some people might give you the honest answer, or some others maybe just pushing some brands, and they want you to buy this brand instead of giving comparison which one is uh, good or suitable for you. Sometimes they also base like your budget, you know how it is, like the cost of the unit, the amount that you're willing to pay. Sometimes it's really true that you get what you pay, but it's not all high-end products that really are good quality. Sometimes they just the price, but sometimes it's also the quality is not good. Anyway, so that's it, guys. I hope this video will give you a little bit of information when you're buying new appliances. So that's all that I can share with you regarding dryers. But if you have any questions, you are free to message me. Just comment in this video, and I will try to reply. And even like if you have phone numbers or something like that, email, that I can respond. If you have any question, if I have time to look at it, I will I will check on it, guys. So I hope it helps, and until next video, I will share another machine. Probably we'll talk about washer. It's interesting. So all right. Until next video, this is Rose Doyle. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and then we'll see you on the next vlog. Thank you so much.